Hello and welcome to the fourth part of my economic breakdown of the Sorcerer Kingdom of Ainz Ooal. But before we dive into the production and economic importance of each of the regions, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel. And before we finally get into the details, just one little note about the economic outlook in general. Renna's now attending such things, and has shown that she's even better at governing than Albedo or Demiurge. So while the undead labor drives down labor cost greatly, Renna will make sure that each quantum of labor force can be used to its utmost effectiveness. And with that said, let's go over the individual provinces and minor kingdoms in and around Ainz Ooal's realm. And with that said, let's go over what the individual provinces and minor kingdoms in and around Ainz Ooal's realm produce and need. And we start off with the former Empire of Baharut, which is provided with undead labor and undead units who are integrated into the Imperial Legions. There's probably also a notable increase of food production, considering that plans for undead labor had existed even before the Empire was taken over by Ainz Ooal's brilliant display of obliviousness. The already good infrastructure will also be improved upon further. Therefore, the Empire should be able to also export food to the Dwarven Kingdom, especially because they had trade relationships with the dwarves in the past, so the Empire might again become another major trading party of the still recovering realm. Other exports include skilled adventurers, which causes a bit of a brain drain, meaning that the brightest and most capable workers, warriors, and adventurers are leaving the former country, which would normally be bad, but even before the emergence of Ainz Ooal, the adventurers weren't needed that bad anymore. And since now the undead forces are securing the area, the adventurers would have been freed up to join the reformed adventurer guild in Irantel regardless. Due to the widespread magic education present in the Empire, magic items crafted with tier magic are more widespread and cheaper than in other nations. And since Fluda Paradane is also responsible for the magic items within the Sorcerer Kingdom at large, he will also probably improve on their creation, making it one of the Empire's most worthwhile exports. And to go a bit more into detail, the smaller marketplace of Arventar, the Empire's capital, is specialized in outfitting adventurers, workers, and mercenaries, offering anything from swords to armor, wands, potions, and even fridges, fans, and other old world technologies rebuilt with magic. So Arventar likely sees a notable sale of those goods, and is likely a throughput station for them, which brings us to oversea trade. Because in Book 7 it was also confirmed that these recreated old world technologies are from the Minotaur Kingdom, showing how connected the Empire is to the wider world, and even to a demi-human nation. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to import these things. In turn, the overseas trade might act as a marketplace for durable items, such as Spedian silk, surplus food and grain enchanted with preservation magic, runecraft weapons, potions, magic items, and other small but highly valuable things, and perhaps even undead labor or guardians. You know, for the very brave or very desperate persons. And traveling at night in a world where monsters are not only dwelling within nations, but have nations of their own, would be so much safer with a Death Knight at your side. Though if this happens, or if the exports of undead forces and labor are restricted to friendly nations only, is thus far unknown. And frankly, there should not only be an oversea trade, but also an undersea trade with the mermen that dwell in the oceans. Especially since the undead didn't need to breathe and mermen can exist on land, at least for a time. And since land and ocean are vastly different biomes, both parties could really benefit from a exchange of goods and services. Moving on to the fields around Irantel and Khan, which are producing grain and other foodstuff for consumption or export, or as we learned during Overlord's 14th volume, grain for humanitarian aid, because the grain transports are leaving from Irantel all the way to the Holy Kingdom. And the region has also access to rivers, probably used for irrigation as well. Now Irantel itself, which is also the seat of the kingdom's governments and therefore important alone, has, thanks to its history as a frontier city, in close proximity of the Cuts Plain, as well as an important garrison and guardian city, access to many potion shops, arms dealers, and other adventurer outfitters. So those who didn't fled the Sorcerer Kingdom's advancing armies have now prime access to a thriving city and a great market. And with Irantel being the seat of the Sorcerer Kingdom's Adventurer Guild, it will only grow further, aside from this other state-sponsored institutions, for example orphanages and schools, would also offer employment opportunities. And the city has also an airport, though it uses dragons for planes, making it a central hub for travel and commerce, with rather easy access to all of the other regions of the Sorcerer Kingdom. So small, highly valuable goods, for example rune-crafted weapons and items, could be transported via dragonback. Last but not least, the majority of undead labor is also created here, since a fourth of the rings of Irantel is a graveyard, where the many dead bodies from the annual wars at the Cuts Plain rest. For now. And Irantel being situated atop of major trade routes, apparently attracts that much travelers and traders, that a greeter system was put into place, introducing newly arriving people to the rules of the city. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching. In the fifth and probably final part of the series, we will finish up our exploration of the Sorcerer Kingdom's provinces and products. For now I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Adam J, Al Capone, Andy, Angel of Death, Bad Guy Yi, Ben C, Boyzilla, Chrissy, Conquer All, Death is Mercy, Diabetic Centaur, Dystopia, Elika Birchleaf, Phalis Catus, Feralchivan, Forbus Gurupulon, Gigafight, Ghost of Epicness, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Black Phoenix Emperor, Hoss, Huster, Janabi, Jason, Kleinator, Chromius, Large, Lifar, Legendarius, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Lord Ulbetalane Oddle, Luces Ollie, Lexus Fox, Majima, Matt C, Marcos, Michael R, Mr. Shoes, Mindless Wrath, Minnow 13, Myrtis, Nfiria's Potion, O'Kill, Paddy Pantum, Primus 11, Sasuga Einsama, Sebastian, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Surge, Sparkly Unicorn, Sunlight, The Mad Alien, The Orc Warboss Rock Edsmasher, Ultra Suck, Vash Hawkeye, Zoggo Bane of a Lot, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, over and out.